Okay, but this time, there is no car. This time, let's say Justin, this big, huge, buff guy, he's running away from a light particle. So tiny. Now, no matter how fast Justin runs, the light particle will always be after him. It will always chase him. The speed never changes. Coincidentally, the speed of light is the speed of light, and it's the fastest thing there.
He doesn't need to run really fast.
And so this basically is knocking down all of Newtonian understanding. And what was I getting at? Okay. So what Albert Einstein found out during his decade was the universe isn't static. That everything that's going around in the universe, such as light doesn't follow this rule. He was basically saying there's so much we don't know that this idea of Newtonian understanding, this isn't working anymore. And so they finally got down to saying, okay, when it gets really, 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 really big, we don't know what's going on. And so they said, okay, what about if we got it down to something really, really, really small? And so, 1890, they tried to split an atom. And they thought if they split an atom, we could find out what the basics of, the basic building block of life. We could figure this out. And you see, they split it and they came up with what they call a quark. Well, they split the quark and they found out that got smaller. And then they split that and they realized that got smaller. And so on, and so on, and so on. And so when it got down to it, you see these great, excellent, unbelievably smart physicists going to, when they were asked, okay, so what makes up life? They go, we don't know. We have no idea. We don't know what's going on. And so we find that, okay, so when we go really, really, really big, we still have no idea. When we go really, really small, we have no idea. And so how do we come to, I guess, explain all of this? So that they tried to somehow combine both of these theories, and they came up with the best solution as the string theory. That the universe is to the Earth, as the Earth is to one of these strings. It's really tiny. I mean, that's really tiny. And so you find that they say, okay, so these strings basically manipulate all realities that we have. Everything that you see around us. But when we try to see what those are, we find that it's all managed by one energy, this energy that's going around. And this energy seems to almost have like a mind of its own. This energy seems to take its own personality. It seems to take its own intelligence. It's incomprehensible. You can't comprehend it. You can't measure it. You can't determine what it's going to do next. So we find that these super high-brained, super smart guys now are saying the exact same thing that these Middle Eastern Jewish poets and historians are writing about. And so it comes down to what do you believe? Like I said, I went to UTD. I go to UTD, right? And so there's like just about everybody I meet is an atheist. And so all week long, I was having these weird debates because they would come up in the weirdest ways, like the weirdest times too, on what is the universe? How do we begin the universe? How is it that we know everything? How can you prove God? And so it's pretty funny because like it gets down to where like I was just so shocked. I was like, okay, hold it. And so I would be talking to them. And so their main thing was, well, they said, think of it like this. If there's a rectangle, there's a circle. It has to be either this one or this one. There's no way God can create the universe if you believe in modern science. And if you do believe God created the universe, then you're discounting modern science. And I guess the best way I could describe this shows how nerdy I am, is in the 1800s, there was a guy who went by the name of Edward Abbots. And he basically said there's this world, in a two-dimensional world, say in two dimensions, as in only length and width. There are these, let's say there's these people. They were called, and he called this two-dimensional world Flatland. And he called these two-dimensional creatures Flatlanders.
Stan. Justin, not surprised.
This guy's too easy. Okay, so
They wish.
they say that in two-dimensional reality, what would us 3Ders look like? You know, what would we seem like to them? If in a two-dimensional reality, they can only comprehend everything in two dimensions, what would happen if I took this marker and I just went like that? What would it look like to them? And so this guy, Edward Abbots, said it starts out with a point.
Then it gets bigger.
And then it gets bigger. And then it gets real bigger. And then it just sort of stays that way. And then finally, when it gets down to it, it's just gone. And so, picture what these two guys are thinking. Stan's like,
Kill Joel.
other than that, Stan's like, did you see that? This is like, see what? Like that. Oh yeah. What did it look like to you? It just looked like a dot that turned into a circle, that turned into a bigger circle, and that turned and just disappeared. It's like, oh. Stan finally gets a good idea, a genius idea, and goes, and goes,
He's hanging from the tree.
and goes, I think it may have been a marker. It's like, oh man, there's no way. There's no way that could have been a marker. So it's like Justin, who is less advanced, just has to go. It's just a circle. It was just a point, a circle, a bigger circle, and then it was just nothing. Okay, just leave it at that. Let's not think too hard. And they would look at this, and one would see it for what it is, and the other would see it as he saw it. And you would see that what it is and what they actually saw were two different things. So Stan's like, no man, I really think that's a marker. And Justin's like, okay, look. Can you prove it? It's like, no. Can we test it? No. Can we take it to a laboratory, experiment, and reproduce it? No. Then it doesn't exist. And so Stan says, no. I just trust it. And he starts using different words like trust, believe, feel, sense. He just realizes it. And so Justin's like, oh, whatever, man, you're just crazy. And so in a two-dimensional world, you see that these two will have like no comprehension. One has an idea, the other only takes what he sees. And so what if I really wanted to mess with them, and I was just like coming up like this close, and just like messing with messing with it. And then Stan's like, dude, did you just see that? And Justin's like, see what? Like, I really feel that you know, I feel the hand of Joel. And he's just there. You know, I just sense his presence, his magnificent presence. And,
Okay.
and all of a sudden,
Not God.
and so Justin's like, oh, whatever, man, you're just crazy. There's no way that's possible. And so, if I really wanted to mess with them, what would happen if I just stuck my hand in like that? Well, my fingers are all at different lengths. They come in different thickness. You would see. Okay. You would see it coming in at like different times. That's how they would see it, the flatlanders. And so Stan goes, dude, I think did you just see that? I think I know what that is. I think it's the hand of Joel. And Justin would be like, no, what? There's no way, man. They're not related. They have no relation whatsoever. It's impossible. They came at different times. Come on. There's no way they could be related. And then Stan goes, I don't know, man. I just believe, man. I just trust.